With me here today is Antonina Shevchenko, a UFC fighter and commercial pilot. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
So just some background on you. You are a fighter in the flyweight division. You've also done Muay Thai and with a few world championships. And you are a pilot flying PC-12s now for Tradewind Aviation. You also come from a fighting background. Your mother is a Muay Thai, an accomplished Muay Thai fighter and trainer, and your sister Valentina is the flyweight champion.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about your martial arts background and how you ended up coming to the U.S. and fighting in the UFC.
Well, I started martial arts to practice martial arts when I was very young. I was 7 years old, and I started to practice because of my mom, and she was a Taekwondo black belt, and she wanted just me and my sister Valentina go same pace as her. Just discover this beautiful world of martial arts and to be my career. And so since then, it's already 30 years I'm in martial arts. I won different world championships, and about 6 years ago, we came together with my sister and my coach here to US, and I'm fighting in UFC. And we moved to Las Vegas about 4 years ago, and there I started to learn to fly.
Great. And you have a fighting background, but not a flying background. So tell me about how you first fell in love with aviation.
Well, I always wanted to fly, first of all, because when I grew up, we had in Russia all very famous books of Antoine de St. Exupéry and Richard Bach. So their books, I was reading them, and they so perfectly expressed romanticism of flying in these books. So fell in love in flying, and I knew I want to be like to be a pilot as a career.
Okay, so you knew right away that you wanted to have it as a career.
Not right away. For first time, of course, I wanted just to fly, but after it was prior my solo flight. I knew I want to do this like much, and I like to do it. So I bought my airplane. I bought like very simple Cessna 172, year 69, and about when I did my private pilot, I just realized, there was time when I had to train for competition, and I still wanted to fly. And in Las Vegas, summertime, it's so hot, it's like 115 degrees in the day, and you can fly just literally from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's just one time you can fly. So I had to wake up, I don't know, at 4 a.m. to be at the airport at 6 a.m., fly, go to train, do this next day. And I still want to do this. And in these days, even was hard, but it was my happiest days. And then I realized I want to do this.
So what was your first experience in a small airplane like?
Well, I just loved it from the first time. So it was, of course, discovery flight. And it was short. We had some problem with transponder, but I don't know, my flight instructor did all the steep turns and stuff, and I just fell in love. And the girl who was manager in flight school, she said, well, before you buy your airplane, just think if you want to do this. And after this first flight, I said, yes, I definitely want to do this.
So you started training in 2019?
It was end of 2018.
Okay. And then you've gone through all of your certificates and ratings, commercial, multi-instrument, PC-12 training. What's been your biggest challenge in learning to fly and all of those ratings?
It was all challenge. When I started, it's all simple words like lift and drag and thrust. I just didn't know these words. I bought this book of Rod Machado, my favorite books. So I was translating every fifth or every fourth word, and it was just slowly. And sometimes I was just like sitting and thinking, I can't do this because it's so slowly and it's so much of information and it's endless information. And I thought, okay, I will be just little by little, just half a page of this book a day, but I will do this. Another struggle, of course, was like engine systems, airplane systems, like engine. I didn't know anything about engine and pistons and all these four strokes and stuff and carburetors. And I was just looking at my instructor like, do I have to know this? And I'm sorry, I have to know all this weather stuff. Do I have to know this as well, this crankshaft and camshaft? And he's like, yes. It's constantly like adding new information. When I was preparing for a fight, I had all this like 2 trainings a day. I couldn't fly, but I made sure that I learn like ground portion of this for my next training. And when I was done this fight, I had already like knowledge test already ready, and I had go and do something else. So it was like preparing for a fight, flying, getting new rating on new certificate, again, preparing for a fight, and all these years like this.
It sounds like you have 2 very demanding careers. So you're preparing for a fight, and then I'm sure training in the interim. What's a typical day when you're not in that really intensive training for a fight mode, where you're flying and also training to some extent?
I don't have typical days. They're all different because when I'm preparing for a fight, it's of course I have morning training, afternoon training, and between this, I was studying, or if I was far from fight, I was flying. But as soon as I had my fight done with any result that I had, I just took my airplane and flew somewhere. I wanted so much to discover how this industry works, how US looks from above, how is flying across the states, and I did all these flights alone, and I just wanted to know if I can do this, and I wanted to discover how it's different weather. So I just took my airplane, and one of the flights I did just through all the state, like nothing going direct. I was like just discovering, going one place, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi. So, and I went to Florida Keys and then back and Colorado. So it was like this when I didn't fly. Of course, I had to train in these trips. But when I get next fight scheduled, I already come back and start to train.
So I imagine with a big trip like that, you learned a lot about the United States. Did you see parts that you'd never seen before?
Absolutely. Yes. I discovered just completely places in the middle of nowhere, and it's just so beautiful. The moments when you're in the air, in your airplane, by yourself, in the middle of nowhere, and like you have on the ground just like trees or rivers or sea or water. It just so moments. It's I don't know. It's just very precious moments. I have a lot of pictures and videos that I posting.
Have you had any opportunities to fly in your home country?
Yes, but I just was recently in my home country. There is not a lot of general aviation airplanes there, but there are some enthusiasts that are flying. So I had kind of like 2 flights that I could see a little bit, but not a lot, yes.
And so you've done some flying in your own airplane. You're a commercial pilot now. You have been involved in the Civil Air Patrol. What are some of your favorite experiences in general aviation?
everything. I mean, all of them. I can't say what is my favorite. This and this. Everything was my favorite. I do remember all things from my solo flight to my private pilot license to my instrument rating was just crazy.
That's a tough one.
Multi-engine rating was beautiful. I don't know. I did some flying in super decathlon, some aerobatic flights, and it's just beautiful, of course. Now here, so I was hired as a first officer of PC-12, and learning this beautiful airplane, it's amazing.
So I imagine the crew environment is a little different for you too if you did a lot of solo flying.
It is absolutely different, and I'm glad we had very good training here. So we had 2 weeks of ground and 2 weeks of sim trainings, and it was just tough. We were sitting from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. studying, and training all this call sign, training all these SOPs. And well, I'm still trying to be better and better at this.
Great. So what's next for you? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to be comfortable flying this airplane, which is PC-12, because it's beautiful airplane. It's kind of combining all these works about like general aviation, because it can land in very short runways, and it also combines some qualities of jazz because it can fly high and fast. So it's very interesting. And of course, new area here in New York, but next, we are actually relocating to fly in the Caribbean because it's season flying in the Caribbean.
Yeah. Well, there's always another adventure, always something new.
Yes. And this is actually very exciting, and I love it so much. And this is so like martial arts, because in martial arts you cannot just be comfortable again and like win championship and be okay for the next one. No, for the next one you have to train again. You have to train new techniques. You have to be better and better every day because your opponents are better. And aviation is the same. You have to constantly be train and learn new skills, because if you don't, you lose it. So that's why I like it. And I'm very happy that I received this, that I discovered this aviation, and then I was able to achieve some stuff, and to have it now is my next career, because it is what I love to do, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how things go for you, and thank you so much for taking the time with us today.
Thank you.